our car was repoed. I was in a situation that I was mentally, emotionally, and financially abused. Never physical, never got physical. So that's why I never looked at it as being abused. But when this man decided not to help me anymore, and he told me to my face, I want to leave you. I was in the hospital dealing with some cellulite or something in my mouth and some type of infection. And I was just like, you tell your wife you want to leave her while she's in the hospital for her life? I had to, at that moment, tell God, I got to do something about this. And I told God I wanted to live. I don't want to die being diabetic or complications of diabetes. I don't want to die being overweight. I don't want to die being on this oxygen and helpless. And so that their moment changed my life. I had to change my mindset first. I had to get my relationship back to God, get closer to Him. And then He guided me. I won't go through all the details, but He guided me into what to do. I was well over 400 pounds, but right now God has got me down under 300 pounds. I am no longer on oxygen. I am no longer in a wheelchair. I am up. Matter of fact, I'm at work now. I just stepped outside in my car so that I can do this interview because it was necessary for me to go through the things I went through so that I can help bless somebody else. Even in just my weight loss journey, I had no idea how many lives were going to be touched by watching these videos as I self explore and learn more about Keisha and in the journey that I was taking in my weight loss journey. And I tell people all the time, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. Not mentally, not physically, not spiritually. God has allowed me to grow in that pain and from that pain. And you have to understand what other women are going through and what they're talking about, because a lot of us are ashamed and we don't say nothing. And this is the first time publicly that I've said this. My family knows and close friends, but I wouldn't say it out loud because I didn't want him to feel embarrassed or ashamed or whatever. I'm still trying to protect him. No, I have to protect me. I have to see about his future first now. You know what I'm saying? So this was really, I really wanted to chime in on this because it was necessary. And sometimes we do ask God, why me, Lord? Why do? And I did ask him that even when I was disabled. I'm like, I serve your people. Why am I going through this? And God said, you got to trust me. You got to trust me not to trust me for everything. And that was part of my healing in my journey to trust God. And as I began to see him take the lid off of me, not my ex-husband, but me, I got stronger and stronger each day. And I thank God because he gives all the glory. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah.
Wow. That's powerful. That is powerful because I definitely have watched your journey, and I've seen I've seen what you have been going through. I've seen the pictures. I've and I'm grateful. Grateful for your transparency because you're letting other people know that if you trust him and if you're willing to put the work in, there can be
Yeah.
transformation, and you can conquer those things that you think that meant you no good or came to harm you, because that's what we often think, that those setbacks and those roadblocks, they come to hinder us, when sometimes they're there to elevate us. They're there to help us as stepping stones to walk into our destiny, because